Hello, this is Leah with your weekly grain market update for the week of July 10th. Corn futures closed 8 cents higher for the week. The corn market shook off a 2-day slide to close within striking distance of the weekly highs as concerns begin to surface over the future supply outlook should crop conditions suffer through the upcoming U.S. heat wave. A drop in forecasted reserves in Friday's WASDE emphasizes the impact of the next several weeks for weather. Friday's WASDE shared several changes to the U.S. balance sheets, with old crop demand again rising. But in a twist, it was feed and residual, which increased by 150 million bushels to a record 6.3 billion bushels for the 2025-26 year. Many had expected exports to be the blame of such a change. This is the USDA's way of correcting last year's corn crop, which likely was not truly as large as the 17 billion bushel crop reported. In the world news, USDA notably increased Argentina's 26 crop to 63 million metric tons, so much more in line with local agency forecasts. Argentina is expected to export this added production. World stocks in 2025-26 were reduced by just under 5 million metric tons, not including China. Soybean futures jumped 14 cents for the week. Friday's WASDE USDA reserved course and increased their old crop export outlook by 10 million bushels to 1.5. As a result, cutting reserves to 330 million bushels by the end of August. Looking ahead of the new crop year, USDA incorporated their June 30 survey results calling for higher soybean planting and harvested area in 26. USDA offset the increase in production with a somewhat surprising increase to export demand, now 1.6 billion bushels. World news changes are minimal given the time of year, with world reserves slightly declining across the 24, 25, and 26 years. In bullish news, USDA increased their outlook for Chinese soybean imports by 1 million metric tons for both the 25-26 year and the 26-27 year. Wheat futures were up 22 cents for the week. Friday's WASDE USDA cut wheat ending stocks for old crop 25-26 season to the 920 million bushels found in the June 30 survey. The change was explained by higher feed and residual usage, but lower seed usage and exports relative to the June WASDE. World News Friday's report featured a few adjustments. Among major producing countries, Canada saw production decrease by 1 million metric ton, though this was offset by higher production and exports for both Ukraine and Russia. Despite late season heat, European production was seen as unchanged from June at 136 million metric tons. That wraps up last week's grain market update. Reach out to your local grain merchandiser with any thoughts or questions. Hope you had a fun and safe weekend.